The topic today is something I've been getting a lot from my subscribers. People that are asking me questions. This is a very valid question. I will say that this has been, for me at least, controversial a little bit over the years, but it's an important thing that I should address nonetheless and sort of dispel some falsities, some falsehoods when it comes to the topic of age. People ask me, women especially, because they're very concerned about their age. If their age is a big factor when it comes to dating and where their life is headed, let's say in general. And so I think that for most women, they just feel a sense of crisis if their plan that they concocted when they were 14 or whatever isn't coming to fruition how they imagined it. Then they turn 21 and everything's fine. Then they turn 25 and it's a midlife crisis. And then they turn 30 and it's like the world is ending, my God. And there's this pressure you feel, that's just you're not married yet, or you were married and now you're back out there again, or you have your situation's changed, or you have a child or two or whatever, and you feel as if your youth is fading away, and therefore your options are fading away, and you're gonna simply end up a withered old crone with a witch finger and living out in the woods somewhere picking mushrooms. Well, I will say that there is some validity to that. As you get older, your options do change. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that, you can just get older and it's not going to matter. It does matter a little bit. When you're in your early 20s, let's say you're a young adult and you're pretty, the world is open to you. It's like you have so much potential. Your life could go anywhere. It could basically do anything. And that's a lot of that potential is because of your own self. You don't even know what you like first. It's like a person in their 20s, their hands are in a lot of pots. They're not sure what they should do. Half of their personality is like going to the gym, I guess, because what else do they know? And then that's it. Pilates and matcha. All right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Live your life, boo-boo. Truly. There's nothing wrong with that. Just saying. Your potential is open and limitless when you're younger. And as you get older, it changes a bit. Now, what that means is that it's not that suddenly men everywhere like you less and it's just some steep slope to the bottom. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that your interests and who you align with changes as you get older. You'll know that when you turn 30. You'll know that when you turn 40. It just, as you get older, who and what you're interested in becomes much more clear to you about who you are as a person and who you just want to be around. And when you're 20, you're kind of around everyone. Like I said, limitless potential. It's a mixed bag. Anywhere and everywhere. You'll be at the place. You have no idea who these people are. You're not really sure. But as you get older, you start understanding more. You start realizing that guy is not actually cool. He's just a club promoter. This isn't actually his house. He's just renting. That's not actually his car. He's just leasing. You understand? You start to recognize these things, and then you start aligning yourself with people differently. You see? Now, I will say that as that potential you do lose some potential in the fact that you could at one point dated anybody and everybody, and now that pool might be shrinking as you age. Not directly, but indirectly shrinking as you age. But honestly, there's two things that's happening here. One is that it ought to. It should shrink a bit. You should be careful with who you spend your time with, who you're hanging around with, and that sort of narrows you into a more focused group of people that you actually connect and align with. That's really what it is. So you start really wide, you don't know anything, and through some hard lessons, you start narrowing it in from learning about yourself, what your hobbies and interests start to develop. You start learning more about yourself, and the pool sort of gets smaller. And you're getting older, so that does also stifle the pool a little bit, okay, for age-appropriate men, whatever. But the thing is with women, It's not. You could date men of any age. Typically, if they're older than you, whatever. Okay. But here's the takeaway. It's not that you are just getting older and men just like you less, and oh no, what are you going to do? It's that as you get older, you start having more. You start knowing more about yourself. You start having more interests. You start following those interests. You have to start developing your life around those interests and your opportunities that are available to you. And then from there, do you attract the people within those circles? Do you see what I'm saying? And yes, that is smaller, sure. And yes, you're not 20 years old anymore. That's fine too. But let me tell you something, ma'am. If you take care of yourself, you will have offers all along the way from perfectly suitable men for you. And again, as you learn to figure out what you're into, that is going to become more and more clear to you as to what is suitable for you. I'll give you an example. My mother was on her second marriage. Guy didn't work out. My mama was always very pretty, very pretty. Okay, and she, we're in the little town that I grew up in. She was just a heartthrob to my chagrin, because growing up, all my friends was like, "Oh my God, your mom's so hot." Had to deal with that, so that was perfect, being picked up and dropped off and whatever else. But whatever. She always dated men that were more attractive, but let's just say not great guys. All right, she was like a model type. She wasn't a model. She could have been, but she wasn't. She was like a model type. She was dating guys that she was attracted to herself in that time frame, and all of them ended up being the worst. Like the worst, actually. It's just so many problems. You guys see? And then that didn't work out. It didn't work out with my dad. And then also she remarried. Didn't work with that guy. Also same thing. It turns out to be a jerk kind of situation, whatever. And then now she's, in her late 40s. Okay? And then meets this man that loves her. Like the craziest thing. Not exactly the type she's always went after before necessarily. But she's like, give this guy a shot. She's far more in tune with what she wants in life. She's kind of done and seen it all at this point. She just wants a simple and happy life with a good man. And then she went on a date with this guy, and then now they've been married for like 17 years now. And he is so fucking in love with my mother. And it's just like, wow. Like I love him for loving her so much. I don't have to worry about her, And that didn't happen for her until she was in her 40s. You see? And now she is happy as a lark. Couldn't be happier. Do you guys see? You see what I mean? Just because you don't meet the love of your life when you're 23 doesn't necessarily mean that it's too late for you. It's not. No. And I'll give you another example. My grandmother, dear old granny, took a break from crocheting and found herself a man. Basically what happened with my grandmother is that my grandfather died. All right, he was much older than her, rich as fuck. My grandfather was the chief of surgery, super rich, like fuck you money. Like he was like well regarded. And she was a nurse, and she put herself in the right position, you know what I'm saying? And then she got herself an older, prestigious doctor and had a great fucking life for herself, let me tell you. Anyways, he dies because he just is older, like legit. I think he was 24 years older than her, something like that. He's older. And so he dies. There's no doubt in my mind that she didn't get a few of these, you know what I'm saying? These kind of like looks like you only marry him for the money kind of thing. But let me tell you, there is no doubt in anybody's mind that when he died, that woman loved him. And there's a message in that too. You will learn to love that man. Yeah, you will. I'm not saying she didn't love him at the beginning, but I wasn't around at the beginning, so what the fuck do I know? But let me tell you something. She learned to love that man somewhere along the way, beginning, middle, or end. I don't know, but she loved that man. And he's currently buried in a custom-made cemetery in her backyard, and she visits his gravestone all the time. And so there is no doubt about that. All right. Now, he died. A couple of years passed, grief give her time to grieve, whatever. And then she's now in her late 60s. And she meets this man at a church function. She goes to church, whatever. Everybody does that as they get to the end of their life. But she's going to church, and she's always been kind of, godly, religious. But she was going to church, met this guy at a church function who was a widow. All right. And next thing you know, my grandmother has some money, because my grandfather left her money. And he's traveling with her, and they're traveling together. I think they took a year. They met at a church function. They hit it off, I guess. God wasn't there for this. I just heard about this. And then the next thing I know, she's, in her late 60s traveling the world with this man. I think they went a year traveling. I think they went sailing and they went some whatever. There's still a lot of energy, okay? And I went back at Christmas and I saw them, and she got married to this man. She married this man. And it's been like a couple of years now. And every time I see my grandmother, she's just all smiles. She's so happy. Just every time I see her, so happy. And that, not in a disrespectful way, obviously, she's a widow. So she still very much, loves my grandfather or whatever, loved him and honors that, whatever. I mean, he's buried in her damn backyard, so that new man better act right, or he will rise from the grave and smack him. I'd be afraid of zombies too. You better act right. But there's a level of respect there. But she likes this new guy too, and she's so happy, and I'm sure they're in love, and like she just seems so pleasant to be around, whatever. And she met this man in her late 60s. You see, you know what that means. You know what the takeaway for all of this should be for anyone in here is that as long as you're not so fucking down on yourself and don't just lock yourself away in your castle and never see anyone, Rapunzel, that there will be somebody for you. Take care of your looks. Put yourself out there, and you will meet a man. You might meet him in a different shape and size than you or color that you even imagined, but you know what? So what? So, do what I'm telling you, folks. Don't worry about your age. There are plenty of options for you for that too. Just take care of yourself. Beat your face, tweeze those eyebrows, get the nails done, and hit the bricks. Preferably in some heels. You'll find one for you. Don't let that quarter life or half life or 3/4 life crisis hold you back. All right? I hope that helps, folks. I hope that helps. I hope that dispels the whole age thing. Because I keep seeing these guys, and people oftentimes compare me to like these red pill guys or whatever. Because I for a long time, I was teaching guys about how to deal with women, how to meet women, how to get a girlfriend, like all kinds of stuff you see. And in fact, that's kind of like that's still what I'm talking about. It's just more women follow my platform lately. Guess you like what I have to say, which I appreciate. But I was teaching guys. I've been teaching guys. I want to teach guys. It's all good. I mean, in some ways, I still do. I've been asked questions in my life. I fucking answer them. But I got more women here asking me questions now these days, which is fine. I'll tell you my secret. I'll tell you my secrets. I'll tell you all men's secrets. I don't give a damn. That being said, I was teaching guys about how to clean themselves up, be better men, straight up. How to get a woman, be a better man, make more money. I straight up been saying that since day one. And now obviously more women are asking me questions. I think y'all just curious. Most of y'all just so damn nosy, can't help yourself. All of y'all in here like Pinocchio, just so nosy. Asking me questions about these men. And that's fine. Good. I'll tell you. But these guys on these red pill podcasts are like, they've invited me to come on the show. I've never done those shows before. I've always said no. But they always seem to think that, once a woman hits 30, then shit's over for her. And then they reference these videos of girls just kind of being upset, women being upset that they haven't found their person yet and they're 31. Oh, no. And they're saying, see the wall's undefeated. They say shit like that. And it's just like, the answer is, guys, just simply keep a positive mindset. Be an attractive person. You know what's not attractive person? Being a mopey, depressed bitch. That sucks. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be around that at any age. 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, don't matter. If you're that girl, just you need to change that shit up completely. All right? But if you're a positive, upbeat, happy person, and you look good because you take care of yourself, I promise you there will be offers for you. You can be a light in someone's life for real, and that's at any age, let me tell you. And there's a lot of people in the world. All right? You guys get it? All right. Open up the floor. How's it going, folks? Okay, let's see. Let's get some questions in here. Russell, you have no idea how much you changed my life. Thank you so much. You're welcome, May. I'm here for you. I'll take that. Don't take my advice too seriously, though. I'm just some guy on the internet. Do you think women should ever ask men out? I think that for a lot of men, that would be quite a relief, actually. They just don't. They have no idea, how much of a relief that would be. But let me just say this to you. Do you think that you want a man that you yourself have to ask out? Do you think you even want that? You see? If he's too much of a coward to walk up to a woman, do you even want to date that man? You see? For women, just all about positioning. Just sort of be around. Be in the right place. And then let them approach you. And if they don't have the balls to approach you, do you even want that man? Do you see what I'm saying? Why are you asking him out? Is he not interested in you? Will he take it because it's a low-hanging fruit? Let me tell you something else, guys. Men will put it in a jar of mayonnaise. You think they give a damn? If you make it easy for him, he'll take it. But that doesn't mean he likes you. My God. So if you're only doing yourself a disservice if you're asking him out. Have you seen the movie American Pie? That's like literally the whole premise of that movie. They'll put it in anything. Don't be just anything. How about that? Collab with Sheer7. We've done several collabs. Sheer's a good friend of mine. We're probably gonna do one again soon. Actually, we just did one not that long ago. I'm pretty sure it's on our YouTube channel right now. Like we did one like a week ago, or no, maybe it's been longer than that. Jeez, time flies. Not long ago. We do them all the time. Excuse me. I don't understand why women propose to a man. Well, you guys don't have to, The thing is if that man's like reluctant to propose to you. I saw that the other day. I saw a video the other day of a woman proposing to a man. And to be honest with you, because the man says yes and everything, you know what I mean? And I can't be mad at that per se. It's like, God, you're so fucking happy. I guess you're just giving me diabetes, and everything's different for everybody. Different strokes are different, for different folks. Fine, takes all kinds in this world, and if that works for you, then fucking fine. Y'all ended up married in the end, so great. But I always think when I see videos like that, do you think that she picks him up and puts him on the counter? You know what I'm saying? I always think that. You're just in the kitchen. And he just picks her up like that. Who puts whom on the counter? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, yes. She's picking him up and putting him on that counter. And you know what? To each their own, man. Some people are into different things. I'm not even here to judge. That's just all I can think about. Okay. Somebody's picking somebody up on that counter. And if she proposed to him, I bet I can guess who it is. I don't know. It's just a guess, though. What do I know? Okay, let's see here. What? Oh, that's a good question. What changed for your mother? Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Somebody asked me about my mom here, so let's see here. What changed for your mother? What did she do different where it landed her the man of her dreams? Lexi, she just started dating a man that she. Here's the thing. When you're young, you kind of date the young hot boys. You know what I mean? Like, she was very pretty. She had that option. So she always dated the young hot boys. And the thing about young hot boys is that typically, because they're already attractive and they already get a lot of attention from women, they don't have the willingness to develop their personality to make something of themselves. Because why should they? They're already getting a bunch of attention from women. That's why you see young male models. They grow up to be old male models, and the only thing that they can do in life is, like, I don't know, surf. You know, they can surf, and then they can live at dive bars at the beach, and, like, that's their life. And they sell like futures at some stock firm, some financial firm somewhere, and they just do sales of some kind, and then they surf sometimes, and then they drink Pabst Blue Ribbon at Hennessy's at the beach. That's like their whole personality, because they've already had so many options for women. They didn't have to work hard to become something. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand? And then oftentimes, if you don't have to face yourself and look yourself in the mirror and realize that your life sucks and you need to take the steps to improve it, you don't do anything. And if women are throwing themselves at you because you're handsome, why do anything? You know, because men will sleep with women in a cardboard box. I'll have Bible study in that cardboard box if he could, let me tell you. That being said, she always dated those guys. And how many people here have dated like a guy that's very attractive, like a male model or something, and in 6 short months just fucking hated that dude? How many times you've been out, saw a guy that had cowboy up tattooed on his bicep, and you're just like in love, and then in just a few short months you're just like, this guy's the worst? How many? You know what I'm saying? So that's who my mom dated. So she started going for guys with integrity. Guys with a FICO score that mattered. You know what I'm saying? Guys with a 401k. And then it was like, oh, stability. And you know what stability means? Stability means peace. These bills are going to be paid. My lights are going to be on. I'm not going to have to make sacrifices and make life decisions at the gas pump. We're not eating ramen sometimes. You see what I'm saying? It's not chaos and turmoil. It's fiscal responsibility, and that shit's sexy, because that's stability, ladies. So she chose that, and let me tell you, happy as a lark. She's so happy, you know. That man has got a schedule that is so consistent. Wakes up at the same time, gets off work at the same time that you have for a commute, minus a stop into the Costco on the way back because at her request, and then gets home at the same time, and then has his pickleball at the same time, and he does this HOA meetings at the same time, and his Rotary Club at the same time. That's a schedule you can manage, ladies. Upper middle class, you can track his location, and you know it by a T. And that suits her just fine. Do you like him? Sure. So that's a solid dude right there. Not have to question or worry about anything. That's a honorable man. And that's the best most of us can hope for, being surrounded by people with honor and integrity. Because good luck with that shit. It's a jungle out there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I've never been with an honorable dude, and I wonder what that's like. Well, you pick them, ladies. That's the thing. Most of the time, y'all are ignoring the signs first thing. These guys are so telling it right out of the gate. Like, first thing, y'all met them at a bar or a place that's so dark in there you can barely see. All right, the lights are red. You can't tell shit. Smooths everything out, so whatever. All right, he's wearing a V-neck that is cut way too low. Okay, you've had like 3 espresso martinis. I mean, you've had enough espresso martinis that your tummy's rumbling anyways. You see, and then you go home with that guy, and simply because you have Bible study once, you're in a situationship for the next 3 to 6 months. And then the kind of guy you went home with is he has a mattress on the floor and a motorcycle or something, and he was irresponsible when you met him. So what? You think by you sleeping with him, with your magic pocket, you're going to turn him into some sort of responsible, upright dude? Forget that. Ha! He's going to be the same man you met him as. Or worse, actually, because he was lying in the first place. A little embellishment, I mean, you're probably padding the bras or whatever yourself, so y'all both embellishing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, the signs were there when you met him. You can't be mad that just because you are sleeping together now that he doesn't evolve into the sophisticated, responsible gentleman you imagined yourself to be dating. You picked him when you first met him. And he's the same guy you met when you met him. He's the same guy. He's the same guy now as he was when you met him. So who you mad at? That's right. I told him, okay, here's a perfect example. Zara says, I told a man once that if he bought a bed frame, that I would sleep with him, but not before then. Zara, man, this is what I'm talking about. If you have to coax him into buying a bed frame before you're open your legs and God knows what else to this man, all right, heart, whatever. That's probably a bad choice. You see what I'm saying? If you have to trick him to get a bed frame, do you think he's going to be responsible and have a respectable savings in 6 months? You see what I'm saying? If he can't have a bed frame for himself, you think he's going to have a crib for a baby, or you think the baby's going to be sleeping in the same bed without the bed frame that y'all are in? Oh, my bad. You tricked him into getting a bed frame. So, okay, you'll have a bed frame. That baby's not going to have a crib, though. He's going to be sleeping in the bed with y'all like an adult. And then what happens then? He rolls over or whatever, and that poor baby suffocates. All because you gave him a chance. Why'd you have to trick him into getting a bed frame? That's what I'm talking about. If he doesn't have a bed frame, red flag. Immediately red flag. He just isn't there yet in life. You shouldn't even be in the same room. You should discover her and then say, you know what, I'm just going to turn around because I shouldn't be falling for guys like this. Do you see? The signs are there, folks. God, it's so obvious. If he doesn't have a bed frame, then that's a good bet that he's not the guy that's going to be responsible for you. What do you expect? Okay. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. I feel like high value men are like 5% of men, though. Well, what do you think makes them high value? If they wouldn't be high value if they were everywhere. If they were everybody, then then it's just value. Same thing. Everybody's the same. You don't call it high value because it's common. You call it high value because it's uncommon. The fuck? What do you mean? Yeah, it is. It is a small percentage of men. And by the way, it's not just men. It's people in general. High value men and high value women. And high value simply means they're cut above the rest. They're better options to date than the rest of them. Have you been to a theme park ever? Look around. It's tough in America. God. So a small percentage of those people are prime quality, age appropriate people to date. I like theme parks too, by the way. I was just in, I went to Disneyland Paris. Just dragging onto that castle. I did a video about it, actually. It's actually pretty cool. Oui. Okay. Let's see here. Can you give advice give advice on breakups? Listen, the best way to get over a man is to get under another one. You'd be like, John who? Especially if he like kind of rocks it, you know what I mean? You'd be like, who is that guy again? I forgot. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. That's how you do it, folks. Toxic advice, that's not toxic advice, that's good advice. What do you think you should do instead? You think you should sit at home and mope? You think you should just curl up in a blanket and then reminisce about the time lost? You think that you should just sit on your couch and bite your nails about how you spent so many years and now what are you going to do? You can't get that time back. That's crazier. That's toxic advice. My advice is to beat your face, light beat, little fucking mascara, high heels, high skirt, and beat the bricks. Get out there, all right? Put yourself out there and meet someone else, all right? That's it. Have an adventure and go on some first dates, and who knows what could happen, okay? That's better advice than sitting at home reminiscing, ruminating. Get under someone else. Get under someone else that is better at Bible study than the other one. You'll forget all about the first guy because he doesn't preach the same. Oh, somebody's going to be praying. Either way. And that way you'll start living again. All right? Not saying getting married to the next guy you see, but a little Bible study never hurt anybody. Birds do it, bees do it. Live your life, boo-boo. Sir, no need to get riled up. Are you new? You must be new. That's like my whole speed. Welcome to my channel. Hello, I'm RussellHartley. I get riled up. Okay. He doesn't preach the same, that's right. Let's see. What other qualities usually a guy look for than beauty? Beauty's a big one, so don't downplay that, guys. You got to understand, men are visual. Men are so visual. They're so visual and they're so dumb with it too. You can trick men so easily about the visual stuff. So, like, just don't downplay that shit. Men, and also you can get away with a lot of stuff too if you're visually appealing to a man. Looks matter a lot to men, not at all times. At the beginning, middle, end of that relationship, you can straight up be in the wrong and win the breakup if you're pretty enough. Let me tell you. All right, you can be the culprit. You can get caught red-handed and you'll still win the breakup if you had a blowout that day. All right, that's why you got to keep it tight. Looks matter a lot to men. Trust me, they will overlook a lot of shit. They will overlook bad behavior. They'll overlook attitude. They'll overlook kind of being trampled a little bit. If you look good, they will give you a lot of grace. So don't downplay that. All right, that's a strength. Okay. And then the next thing is just be nice to them. Don't be a bitch. If you're a bitch to them, you're gonna lose. Trust me. Men don't want to argue with a woman. They just don't. They want to. There's ways to communicate with men that is just much more tactful, and you can like get exactly what you want without it being a fight. And if you can be pretty and tactful, having tactics in your approach to the communication, man, you'll get everything you want. Let me tell you, and they will give you a lot of grace because of the beauty part. So. Don't downplay it. So just be nice. Common interests and stuff also are in there, but that comes like third. All right. It's first be pretty, number one. Then number two is be nice to them. Number two, everybody can do that. And then three is like hobbies, common interests, whatever. You get it? Okay. Just trying to emphasize what I'm trying to tell you. All right? Does my value to him depend on how I attract other guys? No, well, here's the thing. If men are concerned about how you are, if men are concerned about you attracting other guys, he's insecure with himself, straight up. Like, in any woman I've ever been with, it's always just like, she's always pretty, whatever. So like if we're out, we're doing stuff, I step away, whatever. She's gonna get offers, people coming up to her. That's just super normal. But I'm not coming over there like, oh bro, you better not talk to my girl. Like that kind of shit. She's just gotta handle that. I think it's kind of fun to watch actually. Just kind of like laughing at that. Like, look at this guy trying, you know? Let me tell you, you couldn't afford her. Straight up. But it's fun to watch you try. That's a good thing too. If you got a girl, as a guy, you got a girl and you like adorn her with stuff, you know, like jewelry, expensive necklaces and jewelry on her hands and bracelets and all that shit. You're like kind of warding off 90% of men, because most men will look at a girl like that and be like, damn, I couldn't afford it. And you're like, you're right, you can't. And so it's just kind of funny to see them flounder a little bit. You see what I'm saying? It's like a superpower. If you can get them some nice ass shit that most guys are like, fuck, I couldn't buy her anything like that, you know? Because girls that know what they're doing don't buy that shit for themselves at all. You have a $40,000 diamond necklace on your neck, and you didn't buy that for yourself. You see what I'm saying? If you do it right, if you carry yourself correctly, men will just give that shit to you. You see what I'm saying? And then other men will go, and what you're doing is you're sort of outclassing the other men that try to approach you. Some crazies will try at the gas station, what have you. But for the most part, most sensible men that aren't quite there financially yet will look at a woman like that and be like, damn, I can't afford that. Straight up, they'll really think that to themselves. And that jewelry that you bought her will ward off most men straight up. It just will. It's like repellent, you know, like broke guys repellent. Now, that doesn't mean she won't still get offers or whatever. But as long as you're confident in yourself, she'll handle that without your intervention. Trust me. And don't you want that? Some people give me flack about that. like saying that's simping or whatever. But let me tell you something, folks. It is not simping if you got it. If you can just afford it, you know, if you can just afford her apartment, her car note, the jewelry on her neck and wrists and fingers, if you can afford those things and it doesn't affect you financially, how is that simping? You see what I'm saying? And now if you're giving your life away to somebody and you're at a strong and incredible detriment because some woman is taking advantage of you financially, that's different. Obviously, you're a victim. But if you can afford it, it's like a frivolous nothing cost for you, then that's not simping at all. That's just you like outclassing most men. It's just it's like joining the country club. Like most people can't even get here because they can't even afford the membership fee. You see what I'm saying? It's just not simping if you got it. Yeah, and that's right. Ain't tricking if you got it. Same thing. Let's see here. What kind of girls do guys marry? I'll tell you the kind. The kind of girls that guys marry are the girls that are right in front of them when they're ready to get married and have kids particularly. That's it. And let me tell you something else. Men will marry the waitress. They don't give a shit. Okay? So it's just, am I ready? Yes. There's a woman. Perfect. That's literally how it goes. It's that simple. Because they don't care about how much money you make. They just care that you're nearby, pretty, and nice to them. Ta-da! Mystery solved. Right time, right place. Yes, that's true. But unfortunately, a lot of women have a really hard time of judging when the man will be ready and date them at the wrong time in their life. Do you understand? And then that man will accept you and maybe even date you, even exclusively. But if he's not ready, short of saving his life, and even then, he is not going to marry you ever. Do you understand? He will happily waste a decade or more of your life way past a reasonable pregnancy years and all kinds of things. They will happily waste all of your youth, and it won't matter. He'll then be ready and then marry somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, loyalty to a point. You get what I mean? Like, you should be loyal to a man that you love and care for, but a man will love and care for you back. But if he's not ready, he will, without even a considerate thought at all, will just completely waste your best years. I promise you. I promise you. And again, like I said, you will always have options as long as you take care of yourself or whatever. But that could have been time spent with another man that would have been more ready to, and suits the schedule that's right for you and your life. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because I hope you're hearing me. I hope you listen. Thank you guys for the gifts. Hoden. Thank you. Let's see. What makes them ready? Their own timeline. Most of the guys are not ready until their financial house in order. They feel like they got a little bit of abundance, like a little surplus in the bank. They feel like they're becoming age appropriate, and they feel like they've had enough sexual experiences with other women and had, kind of had their taste of variety, what have you. And then after they have some experience with all those things, and they have enough their finances in order, and they're age appropriate, that's when they're ready. So it's just like a perfect little concoction. But that's not your responsibility to measure. You should just date men that are ready. You see? Now, also, men will lie to you about being ready too, just to sleep with you. That's another thing. You have a 25-year-old man who will look at you dead in the face and say to you that he's ready to have a family, and it's like, sir, what in the Kansas City? What is it? What is it? No, hang on, not Kansas City. What in the Salt Lake City are you talking about? 25 years old, ready to have a family? What are you talking about? Grow up. You get what I mean? Man will look you deadpan in the face at 25 years old and say he is ready for a relationship and wants to get married soon. What in the Kentucky are you talking about? You are 25. You need to grow up first. Figure yourself out first. You see? Don't fall for that shit, ladies. Don't fall for it. Okay, let's see here. Just stay that, hang on. Just stay that close to the camera so we can stay, okay, yeah, all right. Stare into your eyes, we're fine. He told me when we get married, you're supposed to pay your own bills, but he has a house and a job. He's 31. Well, Haura, listen. If he tells you that once you guys get married, that now you're responsible for your own bills, that is a pivotal point in your life. It's like, what timeline are you going to choose? You ever see the Avengers? It's like when they like tear away. There's like the choice you get to make. Do you want to have a full-time or part-time job for the rest of your life? And cook and clean, because you got to do that, and you're still got to perform in the bedroom, because it doesn't matter if you're tired or not, lest y'all have marital troubles. All right, a lot going on there. All right, and then also paying your own bills. You see, you can choose that path in your life, or you can make a decision to date someone else. Try again, roll the dice again. Be clear with what you're looking for next time. Which is it, sis? Because one sounds like a lot more work than another. You get a choice. And it doesn't get any better. It gets worse. Next thing you know, you'll be paying the bills. He'll get laid off, and then he's got 2 years unemployment, and you're the one working. Because that's the dynamic. You set the tone for that shit up front. Is that what you want? That's what you're going to get. There you go, folks. Yeah, if you want a roommate, get on Craigslist. If you want a husband that's a provider, don't pay for anything. Do nothing. Pay for nothing. He'll pay for you. He wants you as you are anyways. He'll pay. Don't worry. Oh, let's see here. That's right. Let's see. Do you ever get bored of answering the same questions over and over again? Yeah, but I mix it up. I try to choose variety. But also, I'm considerate of the fact that this might be somebody's first time here. So I don't mind necessarily, but I do get bored sometimes. But it's all right. I only do this twice a week. Hello, guys. Where were you when I was 30? I don't know. Advice on dating older men. Holly asked for advice on dating older men. Holly, you're a younger woman. You don't need much advice. They're just happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? They're just happy to have you around. And the just general proximity is good enough for them. You don't need much advice. Just show up and be younger than them. Ta-da! You win. Holly, that's all you need to do. Just be younger than them. And the way that this works is that that's always going to be the case. So just keep doing what you're doing. They already want you. They're stoked that you're just younger than them. Believe me. Oh, that's a good one. What if he makes you earn it or wait it out before he provides? Y is asking me that question. I don't know what your name is, but Y says, what if he makes you earn it and wait it out before he provides? Listen, that's just going to be the excuse today. Oh, we're just getting to know each other, see how it goes. I don't know. I need to really know you first. And then it's going to be another excuse tomorrow, and then another excuse the next day. That man is never going to provide for you, ever. Ever. And it's just going to be one reason or another why he can't or won't. That's it. He's just going to come up with some new story or it's a new justification. He's going to try to rope you into that tale every time. Is that what you want? Is that what you're going to get? Can goth women attract provider? Could goth women attract provider men? Listen, guys. Everybody's got their own tastes and proclivities and preferences, you know. Some of y'all into weird stuff. Some guys are into all kinds of weird stuff. They're into sniffing your shoes and all kinds of stuff. You think that goth isn't a niche that you can capitalize on? What are you talking about? Hang on, this is making me verify. You think that goth isn't a niche that you can capitalize on? Hang on a second. Goth is absolutely a niche you can capitalize on for the same reason why you can capitalize on being a redhead, a blonde, a brunette, tall, short, white, black, whatever. I promise you. There is a man for you. All right? What if he follows the Instagram of every woman he meets? Do they follow him back? If he's following a bunch of women that don't know him or don't follow him back, that seems a bit that seems like an addiction problem, and I've heard this, a lot of men are corn addicts or whatever, and I think that's probably true. But it's only bad if they don't follow him back. You know what I'm saying? If he's following 2,000 people, he's got 2,031 people that he follows, and all 2,000 of them don't follow him back, that's kind of a problem. You know, it's like maybe y'all need to sit him down for an intervention or something like this, but something's going on, you know? It's like my mama didn't hug me enough when I was younger kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? But if they're friends, they follow them back, they know each other socially otherwise, then I think it's okay. Okay, last one. Is messaging first okay? Yeah, you can message guys first, sure. Because especially if they don't even know who you are and you're not on their radar or something like that, and you just DM them, then it kind of they'll have the opportunity to pop up. You'll have the opportunity to pop up, and then they can see, oh, I like this girl or whatever. But here's what always gets me. This is always so confusing to me. Girls will message guys and then have a private profile. It's like they'll send you, hey, you're cute. You want to take me out on a date sometime? And she's just private. So the guy doesn't have a necessity. Guys are so visual. They got to see what they're getting into. And then when they're private like that, and they send you this message, it's like a hostage situation. Like, uh-oh, you're private, ma'am. So what do you expect me to do? Like, request to follow you, and then you're gonna request to follow, and then what if you're ugly? Then they're gonna go, oh, unfollow, rude. You see what I'm saying? You did this to yourself. Just, if you're gonna reach out to men, market yourself well. Get your angles right or whatever, all right? You did this to yourself if they unfollow you immediately. But I would never. I'm not going to follow you and then just hope when you accept me, then I'm going to look and then just decide then. That would be so mean most of the time. Requesting in their DMs and then they're private is crazy work. It's so silly. And the entitlement. I'm private. Well, you can just request from me and I'll accept it. Sure. No, I'm not. That's crazy. What is this? I'm not going to look. I'm not going to request because I'm curious. If you're going to message guys, be public and put your best face forward. All right? And why that isn't fucking painfully obvious to everyone blows my mind. You'd be astonished as to how many private Instagrams or whatever hit me up and they're like, hey, what's up? Nothing much, no profile picture. Why are you in my DMs at all? What? Well, just request me. I would rather die than request and wait for you to accept. What the fuck? It's ridiculous. For real though, it's crazy. It's like a hostage situation. Ugh. I reported one that stole your pictures. Yeah, guys, and that's another thing. Don't fall for that shit. People are like copying my profile pictures and trying to DM you from some weird profile called Hartley fan photos or whatever the fuck. It's not me. I didn't message you. Or your mama. That's another thing. Some of y'all's mamas hit me up too now. Cassidy. Tell your mama to stop messaging me. I didn't hit you up for from some prank phone profile trying to get money out of you. I'm not on some Tinder swindler or whatever. Tell your mama to stop falling for that stuff. Okay, listen guys, I gotta go. That's my time. Thanks everybody for joining me. We'll be on here next time. Add me on Instagram. You see my real actual life over there. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.